everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kashish, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my first reads of 2023. I'm going to be very brutally honest. I am sorry if this was one of your favorite books, but it's just that it did not work out for me, and it's just that I have to put my opinion also out there because I was very frustrated reading this book. And it's just that I hope that you can appreciate my opinion and respect my opinion. So, yeah, this video is divided into two parts. In the first half, I'm going to be talking about all my DNFs this year, and in the second part, I'm going to be talking about the books that just majorly disappointed me, or the books which I had, more expectations from. So, you know what? Let's just get started. Okay, so firstly, I have Don't Pretend I'm Yours by Natasha. I don't remember the author's last name. I gave this book 1 star, and I also DNF'd it. It was so bad. Like, the guy is horrible. The way he treats the female main character is legit the worst thing I have read this year. It hurt my heart to see that female character being treated like that, and at the same time, she was also a legit doormat. Like, she didn't do anything about it. She didn't say anything to him. She just kept taking his shit again and again. And you know what? I could see that it made her feel really bad. And it was so bad. Like, I saw this book in a reel. It was Marriage of Convenience. That's why I ended up reading it. That's all I have to say about this book. Then coming on to the next one, I have Bratva Prince by TJ Maguire. So, like, the first book was really nice. It was like a 3.5 star read, but I really enjoyed it. It's a mafia romance. But the second one, oh my god, this was so bad. Like this guy again. The guys are the problem in all the books that I DNF majorly. Like, the female male character is also really annoying, but the male character in this book was just, oh my god, I wanted to bang my head against a wall. He was that bad and that horrible. And he was just too dominating, too possessive. I don't like overly possessive characters. It's a major turn off, I swear to God. So, yeah, no, Alexander, big no. And this book, big no. And the next one is Consider Me by Becca Mack. I started that book and DNF'd it at 5%. Because, like, the dude is like a major playboy, and it's just when authors emphasize on the fact that he's a playboy and like make the guy so great just because he slept with so many girls. It's just, I did not like that fact. And our main character, Olivia, I think that's her name, is a major pick me girl. I swear to God, she was like, I don't like him, I don't want to talk to him, but at the same time, I want him to give me attention. So, yeah, that's the problem that I had in that book. And then after that, Bratva Knight. So this is the third book in the same series. So I was actually really excited about this couple, but 3 lines and I just DNF'd that book so fast. If you want, you can just refer to my Goodreads review and just read it because I've written it there. I just cannot say it here because it was that bad. You know what? I'm gonna link my Goodreads review in the description box, and then you can just read it and just see why I DNF that book. And moving on, I have My Dark Romeo. Wow, another book where the male character is a major asshole. Oh my god, I am so sorry to use that word, but this guy was so freaking horrible to her in the start. Again, I don't get why guys feel like they are so superior and they are so great, and you know what, the girl is just like a dimwit and doesn't know shit. I mean, why? Why do you have to be so opinionated? It's just, I did not like the female main character as well. She was just like, I don't know. I would have liked this book if I would have finished it in the end, but it's just like I tried to read it 2 times. I DNF'd it the first time, and then I picked it up again because I wanted to give it another chance, but it's just I couldn't read more than 30 pages. So, yeah, this is a DNF. I will never pick this book again, and it's just, I don't think it's worth your time. And then after that we have The Wrong Bride by Katharina Mora. So Katharina Mora, I love her, but this is one book by her that I have like a major beef towards, because it's like it's just two sisters, one guy, and you know what, two brothers, one girl. I never like this kind of love triangles in books. I feel like your brothers or your sisters liking the same person is just so messed up, and it's just Aries, like the male character also was just like he didn't do anything, and the way he made Raven feel, it was horrible. I did not like it. I could not finish it. It felt like I was watching a Hindi serial drama. Like if you know how Hindi serials are, then you will understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, The Wrong Bride was also a DNF. Like I loved the other two books in the series, but I couldn't finish that book. I couldn't get myself to finish it. And then after that, the book I want to talk about is Fake Empire. I don't remember the author's name, but I think I ended up reading this book till around the 70% mark. But after that, I just could not read it. Like, both the main characters are so dull, so boring, so bland. Like, they legit had no personalities. It's like a reverse Grumpy Sunshine too, but it was just not working out for me, and I just DNF'd it 70%. And then after that, yeah, I am done with all my DNFs. Now I will talk about the books that I was majorly disappointed with. So firstly, I have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. So I gave this 2 stars. Like, I genuinely liked Johnny and Shannon as a couple. Like, I'm in love with Joey's character, but it's just that 800 pages, and then Keeping 13 is also 800 pages. So yeah, I ended up reading Binding 13, but I DNF'd Keeping 13 because I just could not. It felt so repetitive. Like my heart broke for, like, everything that Johnny and Shannon were going for. But it's just I can't get myself to read this book because 800 pages romance book, and then having another part is like, again, a big no for me. Like, I really wanted to read Johnny and her girlfriend's book, but it's just I cannot get myself into reading again 1600 pages of just about two couples. Keeping 13 was so repetitive, so repetitive, so repetitive. So yeah, it's just I've seen this book everywhere, everyone loves it, but this was just not for me. Even the writing I felt like was really bad to me, and it's just I feel sad, but at the same time, I was really also frustrated with this book to the point where I just couldn't read it anymore. So yeah, Binding 13, and moving on. Yeah, I am legit sorry for saying this, but Shatter Me was not the series for me. Like, I will be really honest and say that I enjoyed the first three books in the series. I liked Aaron Warner. I never liked Juliet. I'll be really honest. I By the end of the series, I just ended up hating her character so much. Like, Kenji is love. That's the only reason that I would give this series overall like 2 stars. Like Kenji, Nazira, James. I love all three of them, but it's just overall the series was like really disappointing to me. This It does not have to be 11 books. Are you kidding me? 11 books? The novellas are freaking useless besides Kenji's and Nazira's novella because I loved that. But other than that, every novella has just no point to it. After Imagine Me, Believe Me was just a legit waste of my time. Believe Me, should that ending should have been there in Imagine Me. Imagine Me legit had nothing. I gave that book 1 star, and it's just by that point I was also annoyed by Aaron, because you know what? After 6 books, you'd expect somebody to have like a character development, but Aaron was back to his shitty behavior as soon as Juliet was out of the picture. And it's just, you know what? People might like the banter between Aaron and Kenji, but for me, the whole time, I just felt really annoyed at Aaron for the way he treated Kenji all the time. And it's just I felt like Juliet as Kenji's friend was never there for her, hardly. You know what? In Kenji's novella, you actually see that Kenji feels so sidelined by Juliet, and it's just it. And because I am really protective of Kenji, so if anyone is gonna hurt him, I am just not gonna like them. So I am sad to say, but Shatter Me was not the series for me. I feel like I would have read this series at any point of my life and I would not have liked it at all. Like, sometimes in like a fantasy or dystopian series, if I don't like the characters, but like if the plot line is really nice, then I would definitely read it. But here, the plot line is also so bad. Like the only thing that happens in every book is that, you know what, Anderson is gonna kidnap Juliet and Aaron is gonna go running behind them. That is the only thing that happens in legit every single book. So yeah, I was just really annoyed when I finished Imagine Me. I really liked the first three books, but after that it just went downhill and there was no point for 11 novellas. Like I will read a huge series, but you will have to justify that it has that much plot for it to be 11 books. So yeah, the plot was so bad. Legit, nothing was happening. Everything was just random. The only character I had any sympathy for or like really liked was Emmeline. Like I legit feel like she should have gotten the chance to live, and the way she suffered just broke my heart so much. So yeah, sad to say, but Shatter Me is not for me. King of Greed by Anna Hogg. I gave this book 2 stars. Um, yeah, no, like Alexandra and Dominic had so many expectations from this couple. This plot, like, there was legit no groveling. I wanted, like, if the book is 300 pages, I needed 200 pages of groveling. But it just all felt bland. I did not like, I wouldn't say I did not like the characters. It's just that they didn't have that much of a personality for me to like them. I kind of felt bad somewhere or the other for both the characters, but I just couldn't get myself to care about them. We are really hoping that the next one is nice because this series is just going downhill book by book. And moving on, I want to talk about Between Love and Loathing by Shane Rose. So again, I finished this book, but I gave it 2 stars. This is also a book where the male character just degrades the female main character so much just because he feels like she has been given everything in her life. She knows no struggle. She can't work, and it's just it was like 60% of the book was that. And you know what? I feel like if the guy is gonna be an asshole, like he can be it for like the 20% of the book. But it's just that, like, he said so much shit to her that after that, when he was actually nice to her, I just couldn't get myself into liking him. But then at the same time, the book was a little bit fun to read, so I just finished it. But yeah, I would not recommend it. I did not like it. And then um, we have The Stopover by T.L. Swan. So this book was 600 pages. It was so freaking long. The third breakup act was so annoying, and by the end, again the male character also in this book was, I think, like that only. And it's just, I don't know. I read this in the start of 2023, so I don't remember much about this book, but I just know that I did not like it. I just remember the feeling that the book leaves me with, and I would not recommend it. Next book that I have here is A Vow of Hate. I don't remember the author's name, but again, this book was so freaking horrible. It was like an enemies to lovers romance, and again, it's the sister trope. Like the guy was in love with his sister, but she died, and he blames her for it, and then he just treats her so bad. Like, oh my god, he was so bad to her, and it hurt my heart. Like I really liked the female main character in this book. I also ended up finishing it, but the guy was so bad to her, and like 70-80% of the book he was horrible to her. And I don't think the last 20% can justify your actions in the first half of the book. So yeah, again, just did not like it. I have Filthy Sinner. Yeah, so this was a book that I downloaded on when the Stuff Your Kindle day was going on. It's only 100 pages. I ended up reading it, but the guy manipulated her, like caused problems for her so that she would come to him for help. No, I don't know why. There is another book here. I think Liars Like Us is has also like a very similar trope. Like the guy creates so many problems for her that she has to end up coming to him for his help. And then he kind of marries her, and then there's this whole clause where she cannot divorce him. It's just both books were like, oh my god, this is alag level desperation and so creepy because this guy is like legit stalking you, and just it's just you don't know him, but he knows everything about you, and it's just no, it was just full on creepy, and I do not like it. So yeah, both of these books were like I ended up reading them, but have nothing good to say about them. We have we have Stolen Touches by Neva Alkash. So I love every single book in this series besides this book, Stolen Touches. Like I think it is Millie and Salvatore's books. So it's just yeah. So he was legit. He legit put a camera in her house, and he had somebody going to her house when she was not there and putting food in the fridge for her. Like some people can justify it as caring for her, but for me it's just stalker, 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 and cannot accept something like that. And it was just full on creepy. Like I was reading it and I felt so creeped out about it. Okay, so I have Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. So yeah, I've already talked about this book a lot, and you know why I don't like it. It's just that this is also one of my worst days of the year. Like I hate both characters in this book. They are so freaking childish, and it was not a fun read for me. Like I do want to continue this series, but then at the same time I am really skeptical. But I do love this author, and I am still gonna read other books by her. It's just that this one was not for me. So yes, that was the last book that I wanted to rant to you about in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and you know what, just let me know your worst read of 2023 as well, because I'm pretty sure we've all had quite a few, because we can't always end up liking every book that we read. And you know what? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.